We would like to see most of the human race killed off because it is unworthy. It is unworthy of the gift of life.
I don't care what society thinks. They're nothing anyway. They're no better than me.
Until we hear the safe word, we will not stop.
Have you ever thought what it would be like to see a person's head amputated? Think of things so horrible that the human mind cannot imagine them. See all this and more when you see on stage, in person, that crazy mix-up.
I like being set apart from people. I like to be hated.
Safe Word with Jason Rouse.
Here we are.
How you doing, Jason?
I'm good, man. I'm gonna start off a little slow.
All right.
I think I can. I don't have to be. I can be pretty relaxed. You're a relaxing person
Thank
to
God.
be around.
Yeah.
Because internally, you're not a relaxed person. You're talking to your hands in your pockets.
I'm having a psychotic meltdown.
Yeah. No, that's fine. This is where you come to have psychotic meltdowns.
Yeah.
Are you speaking as somebody who's? Do you do like I've dated some girls that usually scream and yell in their car and cry by themselves.
Yeah.
What do your meltdowns look like? What was the most prominent one where you had to take a look at yourself in the mirror and go, "You need to fucking cool it"?
Well, I had like a meltdown when I was like 16 or 17. That was like the real bad one, and then all the other ones were, just.
What was this? I had in my late teens, early 20s. I had, I think, what probably equivalent of a midlife crisis. Mm-hmm. But I think it was because my grandmother was dying, and I was in a position where I had no position, and I was kind of left to my own devices, and it wasn't working out. Mm-hmm. And what do you take? The compacted problems, the levels, and then it just emptied out. And I never been in a situation where I've lost complete control of myself and just sober. Now, under the influence, I've had multiple freakouts. Yeah, you think that's funny? I've almost gone to jail a few times.
I'm surprised you haven't been to jail?
Hey, I've been, but I never stayed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a prominent difference.
You've never been. Well, how bad was your freak out?
It was
16-year-old meltdown.
I was 17. Well, it was just it was my first real panic attack, and it set the tone for the next 5 years of my life, because I just felt like for 2 years afterwards I was everything just didn't I would shake all the time uncontrollably for 2 years.
So the floodgate opened, and then you didn't know that you needed to recover from that, and you hadn't. So you were permanently in a state of panic, and trauma, just
and it was over basically nothing. I got caught smoking weed. Yeah, I was 16, and it wasn't a problem. It wasn't even a problem, but I was I still had this it was waiting to happen. I've just a bunch of
the weed would if it wasn't that, it would have been something else.
Yeah,
it would have put you in that position.
Oh yeah, and since then it's been all kinds of things. That's when I go on stage for Kill Tony.
I know, I see
I'm
you.
about to have a fucking nervous breakdown, and Tony Hinchcliffe's this one that's coming out today. He was oh. You read those jokes they're not even yours, and I'm
I remember
don't
that.
take this from me, you cocksucker. It's because I'm about to have a nervous fucking breakdown at any moment, so I have to look at it.
But your nervous breakdown is hilarious to us.
Well, that's great.
You should totally go. I wish there were somebody else's jokes, and maybe you wouldn't be yelling at me about it.
Yeah, it's.
But yeah, that's a terrible. Look at from being 16, if somebody or 17 years old, and someone had come up to you and showed you a video of yourself on stage.
It's incredible.
In front of a packed audience, even that 60-second clip, that would have planted a seed in your head maybe, oh, this is a made up lie. This will never be. Yeah. Or like, oh, there's a chance I can get out of this state of fucking just horror. Your life is horror. Every waking day you sit up and it's a nightmare.
Yeah, and that's exactly how it was for like 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, like I said, this last 6 months has been like an incredible journey for me because I'm like completely like I'm making such large leaps and bounds in confidence and like.
Well, let's jump. Before we get to that, which I do want to talk about, but we've got an hour to fill, and I need to know 6 months prior to your move to Texas, because you said you started because of the Kill Tony show.
Yeah.
You literally, had you bought a ticket, watched, and said, I'd like to try that?
I was watching Kill Tony for like 2.5 years before.
Were you a comedy fan?
I was a big comedy fan.
Okay, so you're poking around online and you start to see this circulation. Some of your favorite comedians are making appearances on this.
It started on Kill Tony. It started like my ground level like fascination in comedy started with Kill Tony though, which was like I was a big fan of the H3 podcast.
H3?
H3.
Is that, you're giggling? It's some nerd shit, isn't it?
Yeah. It was. Yeah, it was whatever. I don't really like him anymore, but anyways, they made an appearance on Kill Tony. I don't even think it was a good appearance because they never went back on the show. But I just started watching Kill Tony.
I think that I was at that episode. It was filmed at the Comedy Store. Yeah, I
You
remember.
were?
Yeah, I've seen
that changed my life. That episode.
I lived. I've seen the birth of that show. I've probably missed. Let's say there's 300 episodes. I've probably missed 100 of them.
Wow, that's fucking wild.
Because that was when that show was at the Comedy Store. It was the hottest. There would be 500 people lined up to go in to watch a show on a Tuesday or Monday or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Was it Mondays?
Probably Monday, yeah.
And then Red Band would do secret shows on Tuesday. So, and sometimes on the same night. Anyway, fortunately, the show has found a great home here in Austin. Like it's a rock concert every night. Yeah. It's fucking packed, first of all. Top and bottom.
Yeah. It's literally like
it's sold out. I think Brian said he put up a block of tickets, 2 months worth of tickets, sold out in a couple hours. Not to mention you clearly were watching what's happened to guys like William Montgomery, David Lucas, Michael Lear.
Yeah.
There's a Hans
Kim now.
And more recent, Jared Nathan. What a great little fun spot to be in show business. It's off incredible. Of 60 seconds of your best effort.
Yeah, it's unreal. And like,
so you're watching the show. You're at where? In New York, but an hour, not the cool part.
The shithole part, just the miserable.
Is it a
doing
factory
heroin
town? Oh, okay.
Part.
Yeah. It's like
we all have those towns.
Yeah.
I came from a town like that too. Yeah. Then I moved to Rochester.
Have you seen the movie Gummo?
No.
You never seen Gummo?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll send you the trailer later. Right. But that's how I grew up, like the movie Gummo,
where it's like a snow wasteland and you just do drugs and.
Yeah. No, it wasn't even drugs. It was like like the Trailer Park Boys with none of the funny part. Yeah. Look, it is what it is. 1971, December 31st. I was born. I just turned 50. I know it's hard to believe.
Congrats, guys.
I made it. I made it to 50 without driving a car. I'm very excited about that. And those years, let's see, I moved in 93 to Vancouver and started comedy in 96. But 71 to 93 was a lot to swallow. And but I have no real regrets. I think that city kind of set me up for giving me a skin to work through show business. You know what I mean? You cannot grow up in an environment that you have and not come out with some street smarts. You seem pretty aware.
Yeah.
Even though you don't look. But you made it through high school, which you can die in.
Yeah.
In those environments.
Oh yeah, and I watched all my acquaintances, I wouldn't even call them friends, but like die in high school. Like they're gonna stay in that town for the rest of their lives. You know,
live and die.
It's just a disaster.
It's
Nightmare.
totally a disaster, and you know, you clearly can see that if you change your environment, you also change your opportunities, and
it's unreal. Yeah, really, it's like that's the first step. Is like I'm ready for something to happen.
Yeah, I know,
first thing you need to do,
give me something.
The fuck out of Get the fuck out of whatever bullshit bumble.
Yeah,
fuck
country,
town, you grew up in.
town, neighborhood, family, whoever sucks.
Yeah, get the fuck out.
If you can't get rid of them, then get rid of yourself. You're better off starting scratch somewhere else, and you've clearly done that. So what was you were watching the show in your hometown? I can't outside of New York. What's it called?
So my hometown at Carmel, New York.
Carmel,
New York.
Anything to do with the food?
No, it has nothing to do with anything. It's the most.
I did do a gig in
town.
England in the Worcestershire.
Yeah,
and they make the sauce there.
Well, there's no caramel apples there.
No,
nothing.
Fuck.
I don't even know what it's named after.
Okay, so you're in this. Let me guess.
Probably Sybil Luddington or whatever.
What's the population? 200,000.
Probably much less than that. I should know this. It's probably around 50,000 or something.
You're trying to forget. I'm revisiting all the horrors of your youth.
Yeah.
I need you to cry so we can get more sponsors. I need a Kleenex sponsor.
Need a BetterHelp sponsor.
So you finished school. You're clearly intelligent enough that you got a job.
Yeah.
Did you go to college?
Yeah. So I went to college in Rochester, and that was like I went there after high school. Or like I went to school at a different place for 2 years. I was trying to be a computer science major.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
I could tell by your paintings.
Yeah, exactly.
How far it went.
Yeah, like just look at me.
I'll
and
just figure out Photoshop. I don't know what it is that you use. Is it Photoshop?
It's Mandelbulb 3D. It's a fractal engine. It's wild. It's a wild program.
The old fractal.
The fractal engine.
All right.
So that didn't go well. Obviously, I'd never had the brain for computer science, and then I made a transfer to RIT, Rochester Institute of Technology. I went there for a computer arts program, and I got denied twice from that program for computer.
Do you have to submit
science.
a portfolio?
Yeah, and I wasn't an artist at that point. I hadn't started doing art until I was like 19. So I was trying to transfer there for art without having ever done art. So I had to make a portfolio in like 6 months.
Yeah.
6 months, and I was doing my school. Like I was still going to school for computer science. So I at Sacred Heart University, which is in Fairfield, Connecticut, some other drug-addled shithole. Yeah. So, I had to do school and at the same time fucking get a portfolio, become an artist. So it was hell, but that turned me into a fucking monster, bro. Yeah. Got all that work ethic and shit from that. Then went to RIT, and then, I kind of fell out of love with the whole 3D art thing pretty soon after that. After I graduated, I knew I wanted to be in a.
But it seems to be 3D art seems to be like almost like a new popular medium. Mm-hmm. With, I don't know the different facets of like these 3D designs that you can buy that have value to them.
NFTs.
Yeah, right. And their catalog, it's very detailed information that is attached to this piece of art. Mm-hmm. And that seems like something I've only kind of noticed over the last year, if that. So that seems like your field as an artist in that vein would be like a career move, wouldn't it? But you just didn't have any passion for it.
Well, it's just like the program I was in at RIT, they literally just beat the fuck out of me. Like, I mean, they would just work you. I was working all the time. Yeah. Like, had no time. And I have other interests too. I like learning about music, and like at the time I wanted to learn other languages because I wanted to fucking travel or whatever. And they just like, you're just gonna get a job. Well, if you plus there's basically like most of the people that graduate won't get a job because of just how selective the industry is. So you're basically you're praying to get a job, and then when you get the job, and if you're fortunate enough to get the job, you're basically gonna have no fucking money or
for years.
For years.
Yeah, and not to mention you're going into huge debt, so you have no choice but to become a fucking doctor in your field, a brain surgeon, or you're going to be left with, some bullshit position in that field. And that's no good. Why not risk it as an artist for reals on stage in front of a live audience?
It's like so fun. You get to go to parties every night and fucking do it. It's like it's a blast. And I didn't go to.
And you're getting pussy.
And I'm getting pussy. You know?
Isn't that wild?
It's like didn't get pussy at all in college.
No,
much. Not a single fucking like one time in the latter part of my college. Just imagine going to school for 4 years and you just like pretending you're like a young person or whatever, but you don't. Because it's art school, so it's like a different vibe, you know? And it's like, it's
everybody's
not like...
fucking in art school, but they just weren't fucking... See, you weren't weird in the right way. You were authentically odd.
Yeah.
They want somebody playing the part.
Yeah.
And
they're all pretend artists.
Yeah, it's all fucking horseshit. And you know from being in that program, like how many people from that program had went on to find careers in creative endeavors?
I know like
2
of them.
Yeah, 2.
It's unreal.
Yeah. And that's out of probably like 50?
100, like, let's see. Graduating seniors, there's probably like 25.
Yeah.
And I know 2, but I've also isolated myself from learning anything about the lives of my friends because I know that if I see that they got a job at fucking like some major studio, I'm going to be like, oh, I should go kill myself because I failed. But then I'm I am.
But it's a job. You're chasing a career.
Yeah.
That's a way different thing. A job is a slavery.
Yeah.
And I don't think you want to be. You've been slaved out enough through your life. It's over now.
Exactly.
It's time to break those chains.
Yeah.
Who's that cunt from Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones that has the dragons?
Daenerys.
Khaleesi's.
Daenerys, right?
I think it's Khaleesi.
That's her queen name or whatever the fuck.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't remember.
You never watched the show?
I watched it, and at the time I was trying to get better at drawing, so I just draw pictures of the characters naked while I was watching the show.
Can you draw a hand?
Not very well.
A hand's hard to draw.
Yeah, bro. It's terrible. I was not very good at drawing, surprisingly. Going to art school.
What do you think of these kids?
Wow, they're lovely.
That's an old fleshlight of mine my friend traced out. It's called a double hog-nosed growler.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like a gun in Borderlands or something.
You got to cut your own vagina in that one. I just stabbed it anyway.
You cut it with your cock.
You're at home. You stumble across the Kill Tony show.
Yeah.
On the internet.
Yeah.
As a fan of comedy.
Stand-up
comedy in particular, or was it just various sketches and things that you were getting?
So it started with Kill Tony, and then I just fell in love with the whole, like, you know, comedy scene as, like, you know, we all know it, like, you know, any of the big names like Burt Kreischer, Joe Rogan. Yeah. I might not be necessarily in love with them, but what you'd think of, like, that, like, podcast network and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Got really into, like, the niche ones. Like, I got really into Death Squad and all those.
Yeah.
You know, Brian Redbands.
What a catalog that Death Squad has put out since Go. You know, it started with Joe.
Yeah.
And up until now, like, how can you have a lemonade stand that has given out... They've supplied so many people with platforms to be heard.
Like fucking Brian Holtzman. He's probably one of my favorite comedians. Literally on Death Squad. It's like unreal.
Oh my God.
I fucking love that guy.
I'm glad. And first of all, and for somebody with your disposition to see that is like, let him out.
Yeah.
Release him. Let him
Yeah.
descend on the front. It's amazing. How many times I'm overwhelmed with joy because we've had the luxury of seeing Brian at the Vulcan Theater, everything from secret shows to celebrity guests on the Kill Tony show. And we're already giggling about it because we're just reminiscing about all the hilarious... You can't even describe it.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's the best. And look, you know, what Brian does, taking that into a regular comedy club is a difficult thing to take it out of their environment. But when it showed up here in Texas under the umbrella of Brian, it really, the fans, people loved it.
Yeah.
Young and old.
Yeah. He's just, And I never got to enjoy him from his time in the Comedy Store or anything.
Yeah.
Like I have like no.
You got a good taste out here. You got a good taste.
Yeah, and just imagine I came here my first night here in Kiltone. Like I came to Austin, Texas. I got out the car, and I had
drove here.
I drove here from New York, and the first place I stayed was an Airbnb above a garage, in some rural community. And and I basically went straight to Kiltony. I got out I left the little
So
gated.
sorry, you got out of your car. You stayed in a garage in a rural.
I
community?
was sleeping above a garage. And, there was an Airbnb. I was paying $1,500 a month. It was just a robbery. Yeah, they really fucked me. But I was so desperate for a place.
Yeah.
And made the decision too late to be like, you know what? Let's.
Are
move
you
to
involved?
Austin.
Is this a long-term lease or is this?
No,
a
I'm out of
month-to-month?
there.
Oh,
Fuck those
good.
people.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. They're nice. And I got an apartment after 2 months. So now I live in an apartment.
Nice.
But I had to kind of I stayed home. I knew I was going to move to Austin, Texas, no matter what, because I just needed to get the fuck out of New York. But I had to tell my family.
Before
and friends.
COVID?
No, this was during
COVID. You're like, all right, everything's on fire.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go that way. It seems like a cool place.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was I felt like I wanted my own little San Francisco level hippie thing, where that movement and
With
early
a little
67,
bit of cowboy.
Summer love.
So, yeah.
But it's the comedy version,
Most definitely. This
I
is
knew
some
that was
Woodstock
it.
shit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah. What's going on here,
And, you've shown up here. You've been doing comedy months.
Yeah, 6 months.
6 months, and you're watching all the comedians through the internet over the last year, now showing up and you're rubbing elbows because this is
With
all
my heroes.
Yeah, and this is all that's left.
Uh-huh.
This is after the war.
Uh-huh.
And
yeah.
these are the only people standing. A lot of people quit, got out, went back to acting,
Yeah.
Modeling.
They're
They
delivering
went to
food.
their social media to show pictures of their whatever sexual.
Oh yeah.
Everybody
OnlyFans, baby. Yeah.
turned into a whore because they had no talent.
Yeah.
They had no talent, so they had to show their asshole for money.
Mm-hmm. Which is even if I have
2 years
talent, I'll be
earlier,
doing
they
that.
were a comedian. Now they're asshole money.
Yeah.
What a fucking asshole!
That's the reality.
But somebody's paying for it.
Yeah, I mean,
I've never given money to women over the internet.
They're here for the people, They're doing it for their fans.
Their own fans, only fans.
They never thought their fans would be
Only
in their
fans.
ass.
Yeah, I'm thinking about starting up. I used to do this thing on Snapchat where I'd shit into the phone. I do scat chats, and I'm thinking about getting if there's no. Is that a problem on the internet? You seem to be internet savvy. If
Yeah.
I start a subscription through fans only, but it's all scatological. It's piss, shit, and blood. It's called the Fountain of Youth. I'll wear a blonde wig and smear my lipstick.
Yeah.
And just
That's great.
eat hot dogs.
Kale.
No,
Hot dogs.
no, but hot dog. You ever see somebody shit into a hot dog bun?
Oh, I sure have.
Have
No.
you? I was like, this is my guy.
I've
You've
seen-
never seen anyone take a shit into a hot dog
No,
bun?
I wasn't in the.
I might have the
I wasn't
wrong
in
guy.
the green room of the Vulcan Gas Company long enough with you to see that.
Yeah, I know. It is funny when you see people leave and then it's just me and some stranger, and then they're like,
And you're just like, here, look at this.
what do I talk to him about?
You got to break it open with the shit lady,
The Log Father.
the log father.
That was my internet name.
Oh wow.
You've seen Boomer's asshole.
I think I have probably.
Then my friend with the big blown out butthole.
I probably have.
Because Ben Horn's getting it tattooed.
Is he really?
Yeah, on Valentine's Day.
Oh my God. Is this real or is?
Yeah, this is real. So I've been showing this very unpleasant picture to friends of mine and
For years.
enemies for years and years and years. But this photo this is my friend. Did you ever watch the show Letterkenny?
Yeah, I've heard about it.
Yeah, well that's Boomtown.
Oh
That's
yeah,
my
you showed
friend.
me.
Yeah,
That
you've
was
seen this
the
asshole?
green room.
Well, I had an artist, actually my buddy at Conjoined, He did this. So we're doing Gaper tattoos.
Oh my God, that would be a cool tattoo.
That would be a cool tattoo.
Yeah.
See?
Gaper.
We got like 2 options, but you wanted to see? I'm not as dumb as people think. I don't know. I don't really care what they think. But check this out. Let me explain this whole thing. I can't show you this, guys, because it's explicit and it hasn't dropped yet. We're doing that on the back.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Do you know where that takes you? To the original picture on the website.
Wow. It's just the website.
So you know photobombing?
Yeah.
What's that code called?
A QR code.
So check this out. The front is that full, right? The whole back is the QR code. So when families are out taking photos next to the water fountain, you put your back and it blows up their phone with the Gaper.
Wow. And it's just like, it's almost like a viral infection where it spreads.
It does spread like his ass cheeks did.
Yeah.
It was very spread, but enough about my friend's asshole.
That's great. Yeah, that was my favorite part of my green room experience after the Secret Show, was looking at explicit photos with you.
Yeah.
I was talking about it with
I've
my
only
friend.
got a handful of them. Most of them are just kind of like a waterboard, Clockwork Orange, Faces of Death. Mm-hmm. Ooh, have you ever seen that?
No.
There used to be a VHS tape that we used to shuffle around, and it was just a series of murders and stuff on it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty horrific. And another film called Barnyard Desires. That was the first time I ever seen bestiality. Yeah.
Wow.
And it was produced. Like this is a well-known
Wait, what is it called again?
Barnyard Desires. And it's somewhere in Holland or something. And they fuck pigs and chickens, and this chick fucks a dog, and it's not their first time. It's not like, oh, cover my face. They're like,
How do they even fuck it? How do you fuck a chicken? What happens?
This guy fucks a chicken. He just holds it on top of a stool and just, I don't know. I think because they pass an egg, they've got some sort of, first of all, who's the chicken going to tell? Right? You're a little concerned about the fit. I think this guy just pushes. First of all, the average man's dick is longer than a chicken. Mm-hmm. I hope.
Yeah. Probably.
They don't taste like chicken. Yeah. Anyway, enough about my personal life. Let's get back to
life in Holland.
You're living over at a garage.
Yeah.
You show up. Did you buy a ticket to the first Kill Tony? You just kind of show up and sign up?
I didn't sign up at all. I hadn't done stand-up at that point.
Yeah.
I'd never done stand-up. I just went to the show, and then like within an hour, I'm watching Tony Hinchcliffe at the Vulcan Gas Company
like
introduce.
This.
Yeah, like this is my one of my heroes in comedy, and he's bringing up fucking Alex Jones, and Joe Rogan. That was that episode. Yes. That was my first time here in Austin.
So you're sitting in the audience watching the show, and they're all right. Well, you're just like, wow, it's happening here. Yeah. I'm getting to watch this. I wonder who the guest might be. Not guests. Yeah. Guest. And it's fucking Alex Jones and Joe Rogan.
I mean, that was the start of it all, because it's just like your world is kind of like.
That wasn't the one with Duncan Trussell, was it? They were too high, and Duncan had the.
No, but I was also there for that. Yeah. I was an audience member for that too.
They moved venues because Antones wouldn't let Alex in the building.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, they're a bunch of liberal cucks, man. Yeah. Those Antones people. Fuck them.
Happens. Just take your party somewhere else.
Yeah.
But Vulcan is. I was a little concerned because I didn't know with COVID and everything, if that balcony was ever going to fill up. It's always full. Mm-hmm. Like it's capacity. Mm-hmm. Probably a little over. I bet you it's over probably about 50 people. Because that downstairs there's barely room to cut through to get to the back.
Yeah, you're like sitting in the bar if you're like a single person. Like I was.
Elbow to elbow, too. That's seated all that. Anyway, as far as the world's concerned, Austin, Texas is doing sold-out comedy shows like almost daily.
Yeah. And Brian loves it. That's what's exciting to me is Brian is like, Red Band has made a home here.
Yeah.
And he's talking about how excited he is with what's going on here. The Texans are selling out all the shows, all the secret shows.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is like a real scene. It's almost more
the
so
city is shaking hands.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of concern about Hollywood coming here. But all the legit black belts in comedy, the majority of them either were, a lot of people got families and they've got a bunch of money. Why not wait it out and do touring when necessary? But anyway, I'm all over the place. There's a hub here from a little bit in the West and a little bit of the East. And then the local talent has been divided into like funny and not. Yeah. For the first time, they've had a sword shoved up their ass with the legit people that have come here from both coasts. And you've got the new school, which is you guys showing up that have been doing comedy for less than a year. Yeah. A lot of those people that are like, oh, thank you. I can only go up here. I see the ladder. For the first time, someone's put a ladder in front of me, and they go, just keep climbing. And then the other people are there kicking the ladder at the bottom. Yeah. Trying to sabotage in all forms, either gossip or legitimately creating conflicts or
incestuous, like,
it's totally
shows
incestuous,
where they, just put on their friends and not really like anyone with talent.
They have no idea. Yeah. When you can't take your fucking crew with you.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
You're never gonna make it. Within 2 minutes of being on stage, it's fucking over, man. Yeah, you're done. You gotta have skills to pay the bills. You can't travel with your support group. And why would you?
It's not even like
go hang out, roll with some new people.
These people aren't even capable of traveling. They're only capable of putting up like cringe stand-up shows at local, like with only their friends, nobody outside, and they're usually like those insufferable like comedians that are like really PC. That's usually the people that aren't funny. Yeah, are usually like these like PC warriors that are like and and they just have these.
That's an epidemic around the world, too. Yeah. Unfortunately, comedy being a platform for free speech attracts people that are challenging your free speech. Yeah. Which is, they're right, but you're barking up the wrong tree. You're really trying to take the voices away from the people. I'm not the best example of this, but...
No. No. What makes you think that?
But I am in a way. Yeah. I kind of subscribe to the porn element of speech. And as far as do you remember Larry Flint?
I don't know. I don't know who that is.
He started Hustler magazine, and they tried to obscenity is what they were trying to get him for, and
they were trying.
It was his right as an American. He wasn't doing anything obscene. It's just that people were just telling you how to fuck and show your pussy. It's rude.
Yeah. Well,
when did you?
He lived. I bet he had a nice life, though, right? Is he still alive?
No, he got somebody shot him. Oh, and he ended up in a wheelchair. And he actually did all his court appearances in the American flag diaper and in his wheelchair. Wow. Some asshole decided to make a statement by doing it's like those abortion people that blow up, kill doctors.
Or Planned Parenthoods.
Yeah. Yeah. For that kind of stuff. Don't kill the abortion doctors.
We need them for people from Arkansas.
We need to thin out the idiots.
Yeah.
You ever had any pregnancy scares?
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I've had a couple.
Couple?
Yeah. Well,
early? How old are you now? 24?
23. They're pretty small ones, but they were big to me because, like I explained, like I was a nervous fella.
Yeah, now you're about to be a dad. That you're ruined.
I was like 18. It was and I just
no condom, of course.
No, the condom broke. Okay. And so just imagine I just like looked down at my cock and there was just this red ring from the Lifestyles condom that just exploded. And yeah, it was just, it was kind of nerve-wracking.
Exploded. Maybe you should have waited till she woke up and she would have been so dry.
Yeah. I've had now 3 condoms break on me. Fuck condoms, dude.
Maybe you should try putting them over your fists.
Maybe I should stop putting them over my balls too.
Yeah, it's not a hammock.
Hammock.
Yeah, condoms break a lot.
Condoms suck. Yeah, and I had my first taste of not having condom sex recently. From just
who talked you into that foolish move?
It was just a girl I was seeing here in Texas.
Nice.
And,
comedian?
No.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. I was just about to delete this. All you guys are banging. All the quote comedians here are all coming in each other.
Yeah. No, I know definitely.
Right? It's crazy, right?
Yeah. And it's a bad move because then you have to see them all the time.
Yeah, and first of all, don't you got other shit to do with your fucking life other than bang other mediocre people?
Yeah.
Level up.
Yeah. It's bad. Bad idea. And so it was just some chick and since then I've hooked up with a couple people and haven't.
How does
I
that
use
happen?
condoms usually.
I've never hooked up.
No, only relationships.
No.
Yeah, Jason Rouse. Favorite.
Very good. Very funny. Very funny. No, do you pursue women?
Yeah, I go on the dating apps, and I fucking,
do you?
Yeah, I'm a hound dog on that shit now.
Never worked for me.
No.
Never worked for me. I don't really do good on paper.
No.
I'm more of a person, but again, I've never really I'm not a flirtatious person. How do you flirt? I'm trying to learn some moves.
Trust me, I don't know shit, dude. You just listen to me talk 90% of my time. And
I've never had sex with anybody in this city, and I've been here for a year.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of. I learned confidence from my recent, most of my hookups are from the last 3 weeks.
I told you there's no
3
God.
Weeks. Legit.
Who would think that you were having your sexual growth spurt?
It's just unreal.
Half of a short.
Tony.
This shows you how that it's weird how people will be attracted to you for things that you do on the internet or whatever it may be. It's crazy how celebrity starts to gain momentum around, and then it's very it dissipates very quickly.
Yeah.
Immediately. Like you said, you do the Kill Tony and then you went and bombed on an open mic.
Oh, I mean,
you weren't so fucking hot then,
no.
were you?
And I've been telling people, I'm like, after this Kill Tony, the third one that's about to come out today, I'm going back to. Yeah. I'll probably start using drugs for the first time.
No.
In the next week or two, chasing the high.
Oh, you can't, and that's a terrible idea because there's some weight to that.
Yeah,
and
a lot of people do that.
A lot of people, look at how many of your friends that are at comedy go and they're annihilated, and they're not even on.
So many. I've never seen anything like it. How many? There's a lot of drug problems here.
Drug and alcohol, big time.
Mm-hmm. And they're like my friends.
Yeah, and there's nothing. No one's made any money. Yeah. What are you partying for? But they don't know.
They have
don't
trauma
know.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then they find the codependencies in those circles. But enough about losers. You show up, you see Alex Jones and Joe Rogan, I Kill Tony, and were you considering? You just came as a fan at that point?
I was just a fan. I had never.
Yeah. So you're sitting there.
Signed up, nothing.
And I ran into you, I think we first started talking in front of Antone's.
No, it was probably in front of Kill Tony.
Yeah.
I'd never.
You never went to the Antone's show?
I was never.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't think. It must have been another demented-looking white person because.
It is Austin.
Yeah, there's
We're
a lot of
very interchangeable.
Yeah.
So you definitely say it was Vulcan.
It was 100% Vulcan.
Okay.
I've never been to Antone's.
Okay.
Never went inside. I went there for there's a little vinyl store right next to it. I went there.
Yeah.
When I first came here, but I've been here. I'm entirely the Vulcan Kill Tony.
It's interesting. This is literally like your new school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've learned so much from this.
Yeah.
6 months.
And not to mention, you're one of 4 people that are outside of the Death Squad that are actually sitting in the green room. That must be a weird experience because every time that door flies open, it's either a rock and roll band or a comedian or some weirdo and everything else in between.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be sitting in a room where actually you're content being quiet and anonymous and watch all the other maniacs bang their faces against the wall.
And you learn stuff from just like
what not to do.
From seeing your, you know, sometimes your heroes, sometimes people that are like, you know, acquaintances to
Sure.
You're watching. It gave me almost like I say a lot that this is dissociating me, like a lot of this experience, but it gives you almost a kind of a homing. It made me realize how like they're all human. My heroes. You know?
Seems like a funny thing to say.
Yeah,
they're human.
Yeah,
but when you're looking at somebody's life and these through these keyholes that the internet, and then they're in there, and you're seeing, oh, that's what kind of shoes. I didn't know they had feet.
Yeah,
you know, that kind of stuff.
I also thought that they were all like, you know, workaholics or whatever, and you know, I'm just watching them do blow or whatever, and I'm like, oh, okay.
You've never been on the road with me.
Yeah, not yet.
There's always a vibrator and a loaded gun on the table. Yeah. Fuck me. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
And it's on the daily you
both of them have shit all over the end of them. Did your first show 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
On the Kill Tony show, but you've been doing the open mics in and around the city.
All of them.
Let's. We were talking earlier about some of our favorite Canadian comics that have either been here or had planned on visiting here. How many open mics are there here a month?
Oh, there's probably
50?
Hundreds, right?
50, 100?
100.
100. 100 open mics in the city of Austin.
Yeah. Probably around there.
Creek in the Cave, Vulcan, Cap City, and Joe Rogan's Club. That's 4 clubs.
Yeah.
And 100 100 open mics in one city.
Yeah.
There's no place on the planet
and those
that has a third of this.
There's 100 that are out now, and when Joe Rogan's Club opens and when Cap City reopens, it's gonna be like an insane amount. I mean, there's going to be a whole nother, like, in the early summer.
And you got the Paramount Theater.
Yeah.
It's constantly doing
comedy shows, and stuff like that.
A theater selling out stand-up comedy shows weekly.
Yeah. I actually came in, like, the Paramount, I went and saw a show there.
Did you see the 500 episode of the Kill Tony show?
No.
That was insane. But, sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Yeah, I, like...
that was insane, yeah.
I saw a show there. I saw Tim Dillon there once. And that was like a moment where I was like, I'm moving to Texas, you know?
Oh, you hadn't moved to Texas?
There. No, I visited briefly in March.
A fat gay man from Long Island was your beacon of hope.
Yeah.
Isn't that great? Isn't that great?
Yeah. And
he's a beast.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I'm a big fan.
Tim Dillon is one of my like main inspirations.
Yeah, he's everything that you're not.
I want my
right? He's everything. The only thing that you have in common with him is white.
Yeah. I want my comedy to be like if Tim Dillon's schizophrenia like took over.
Yeah.
Because his mom's like a schizoid.
Yeah.
I want my comedy to resemble like Tim Dillon if he'd gone all overboard. Because we're both from New York.
and it will. You're gonna spread your wings.
Yeah.
You haven't even seen your wings yet.
Yeah.
Wait till you get the
I'm still like
yeah, you got no wings. You don't even have feathers yet.
I still like find myself like I think I'm not at the point where I'm like develop my style. I'm like still like just impersonating 8 comics, you know,
course.
Mixed into one, you know.
Hey, look in the first years of you doing comedy, you are, you know, I was very much emulating Jim Carrey. Very much through, he was such an influence, and his physicality was something that I could mimic to at least create a it worked as a lot of physical comedy did, and seeing that as a blueprint helped me give me the confidence to just go in and start flailing and see what things were going to kind of become my identity.
Yeah. And that comedian to you is William Montgomery to me. And I'm now like, I see him all the time.
Yeah.
It's just like, that's what I'm talking about. It's like, this is what this is. It's
Very
like
cool.
an unreal experience. It's like coming here and getting involved in like the whole thing,
Aren't you glad you didn't get that girl pregnant?
Yeah, well, I was like 18. It was not that big of a deal, honestly.
It is if you have a baby.
It was like I didn't even get past the plan B. Like the plan B was fine. It worked, and then it was good. We were fine.
You ever use Plan D?
No.
That's when you put a bunch of door handles in a pillowcase. Anyway,
that's
you
like
guys
my
will
joke.
read about it in my suicide letter.
That's what my joke was based off of. I had that one joke: if Plan B is a form of contraception, is Plan C shooting the bitch and yourself? That's based off of the events.
There was some other joke that you did that was more of a riddle.
Yeah. Which one?
I can't remember. Do you have a couple kind of riddle things where there was a reveal? Actually, you know what? Buy a ticket to his show.
Yeah, in 6 months.
And watch it. Yeah.
6 months.
You do your one-man show, right?
I'll do my one-man show where at the end of it I set myself on fire on stage.
Ooh. Or you know what you could do? You could set the audience on fire by showing them one of those terrible paintings that you've done.
The splash zone.
I'm like, are these all screensavers?
Yeah.
How long does it take you to drag a fake paintbrush across fake paint?
It's not even it's not even a paintbrush. I'm not like doing any of that. I'm like finding it. That's just the nature of fractals. It's like you're exploring a fractal landscape and finding the fractal. That's like
is the fractal what you would like to see? It's like elevation. You would see a chart. I'm very dumb.
It's fractals are like math, and this is what I learned while I was in school. Didn't learn this from Joe Rogan.
You can hear all the girls getting their pussies wet.
Yeah, this is what I learned from
school learning.
Yeah, so basically, it's like this thing. It analyzes math and like will calculate and recreate a world based on the math, and then you can literally walk through the world, and that's like what a fractal is. That's what I had on my Instagram.
Do you think this is a very bottom of the food chain on how life is created? A series of mathematic problems that create, because you're taking math and it's becoming a 3D image.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you do that with genetics and atoms?
Oh, I'm sure that we're all just complex.
Once I saw
fractals.
that ear grown on the back of a mouse, I'm like, that's where we're going.
Yeah.
What would be your upgrade if you could pick a kind of superpower-esque but something rooted in organic, an extra arm? Do you want 6 arms? Do you want you could do anything. What would you pick?
A bigger dick. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Emphasize the piece. I don't know. I'd probably choose.
But what are you gonna do with a big dick?
Can I? Yeah. Who knows? I don't. Yeah. I'm
like
good.
There's a cutoff. There's like, first of all, the uterus is a woman's only so deep. But yet then you see the mountain from Lord of the Rings, and his wife is 5'2", and he's 7'9".
Is he really 7'9"?
No, I just made that up. But he's probably that.
Yeah, he's got a. What if he just had like an average penis, like 6-inch penis, like just a man that big?
But first of all, go ahead and tell him.
Yeah.
And watch your head get just plucked off the top of your neck like a beer cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough gig, when you run in, when you're disproportionate to your size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I have a lot of fucking I'm very what's
scarecrow?
Lanky? Yeah, lanky.
You are textbook lanky.
Yeah.
You've got scoliosis and nervous hands.
Yeah.
and that's a lanky.
That's all lanky
You don't
behavior.
have enough strength to hold up. But when you're taller, how tall are you? 6'2"?
6'3".
6'3".
Yeah.
So you're constantly craning your neck to talk to people.
Yeah.
That's their problem.
I think it's a lot of like I want to stand up straight, but in my brain I visualize the other people I'm talking to as bigger than me. It's like this weird psychology thing.
It's the
and I'm like making myself smaller. To them. It's almost submissive.
Yeah, totally.
It's weird.
Yeah. You know how when you go up to a dog and it rolls over on its belly?
That's what I'm doing all the time.
That's what you do all the time.
With open mic comedians who just talk faster than me.
Yeah. Because it's easier for you to withdraw and be internal than be vulnerable and intrusive. But that's going to change.
Yeah.
That's going to change. You're going to watch over the next couple of years, you're going to go through a complete rewrite. Your hard drive is going to be rewired and your body is going to change because of it. You're going to see the videotapes of you on stage now and your physicality. You're going to be William Montgomery, you'll see the posturing on that. He's just throwing, he's punching at the wind. Sometimes he's not even looking at it. Who said that? Don't fuck this up for me. That's not a guy who's grimacing or
scared. Not scared.
Not scared.
Not scared.
Because he's got nothing to lose.
Yeah, and
We're you gonna boo? We're gonna not laugh? No, I'll be back.
Well, that's the nice thing about your act, almost seeming like you're in a state of psychosis, because then they they're like, oh, he doesn't even know that we don't like him. He doesn't even know where he is.
Are you talking about me particularly?
No, we did. You have the presence in your act. You're present.
Oh, they're in my house.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm not going onto the stage. I'm walking into my office that I own.
Yeah. And that's a great mindset.
Yeah.
Powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to, or you'll get people that will challenge you. And do not challenge me in my place of business. Heckles. Have you ever seen me get heckled?
No.
No, not yet. No one's had the confidence enough, but it will happen. And that is a very punishing thing. You will revel in it, because anybody who's been put out gets off on me taking some shithead to school.
Where is that?
The fucking idiot down the street decides to, or down the hall.
I thought it was like a Islam call to prayer for a second. I was like, Jason, what's going on here?
No, it's a fucking, I'm trying to think of some sort of Broadway musical. I got nothing. Anyway, I thought it was the voices in my head.
Yeah.
This infuriates me.
Where is it?
It's the fuckhead in the hallway.
Wow, what the fuck?
What a cunt. Anyway, so I'm fucking, I got your mother.
Leave it in. You gotta leave it in.
What's happening to, I'm insane.
Yeah. In your act.
No.
In life.
No, in life.
When people are playing music outside in the hallway.
Yeah, just, I have a very, volatile disposition. I'll burn it all. Everything.
Yeah. Burn. Explode.
Ray?
Yeah.
No one ever heard your last name on the show.
Oh, it's Ray Chenevey. That's how it's pronounced.
Great. We're going to start recording now. Hey, this is Jason Rouse, and welcome to the Safe Word Podcast.
Welcome.
Ray, not Genevieve.
Not Genevieve.
No.
Not Genevieve. Chenevey.
Genevieve.
Yeah.
Well,
no.
Genevieve.
Chenevey. That's it.
Oh, Chenevey.
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 That's it. Yeah.
That's good. Chenevey.
God.
Very French. All your have you been to the French part of Canada?
I've never I've been to Toronto. That's it, pretty much.
Well, look at it this way. One day,
yeah,
you're going to go to Montreal.
Yeah.
And you're going to perform at the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival.
I hope. That'd be great.
You will.
Yeah, I will.
And when you do,
yeah,
I'll be dead. but you're gonna go to a strip club.
Yeah.
In Montreal. First of all, you're gonna have the time of your life. And then when you're gonna hand the stripper the denomination of your choice, and you're gonna put that bill in the crack of her ass and go, "That's for my dead friend."
2022, baby. Oh, whoa.
7, I think.
Really?
I think 2007.
That's when I have my Montreal meltdown?
Yeah, you're going to be on the New Faces.
Yeah.
It might be 2008. You'll start getting showcases. You'll start getting showcases. I know that sounds like a world apart.
No.
But it's going to take you a few years to get your stage legs.
Yeah.
And then get into a position where you're actually doing gigs outside of the state.
Yeah.
And then you move into close to headliner, and they're going to start looking at you while you're youthful enough to perform at the festival of the New Faces.
Yeah.
Because you're not that talented enough to do a gala.
No, not at all. And that's all I can ask for, because this is really, like, to me, I love stand-up, and it's become, like, my fucking fun thing.
Yeah.
It's like my fun thing.
Isn't it nice?
I can wait all my fucking life, because I'm not doing it for necessarily... fame or fortune. I have my other ambitions for that,
Perfect.
And so it's like this is just me being able to go out every night, after hours of putting in the time and whatever other creative thing I want to do,
Totally.
So that's what I have, like, now a side ambition that's like, the nice thing about hanging out at, like, comedy clubs every night is that this is like, it's like almost a creative excuse to just, be with your friends and stuff. I can, like, it's like a hangout that's now with the label of creativity like slapped on it.
Yes. You got to be clear, because we were talking, like, now it's a party.
Yeah.
Every night.
Yeah.
And you're going home at 2 a.m., waking up at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Those
you've missed it all.
You
missed it all. It's all been a blur, and you're wondering why you're slowly becoming more into complaining than actually doing.
Yeah.
You don't want to be a complainer. You're not a complainer.
No. I know those comics, too.
Yeah.
We all know those comics.
Yeah. Well, they're usually talentless.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram on it's Ray_AR3D. It's my current Instagram. I kind of combine all my art in there. I put everything that I do there.
You should try adding something funny.
Yeah.
I look at your Instagram and I'm not sure that I'm following the right person.
Yeah, that's what I'm, like, in a transition period where I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do, because it was my Instagram for 3D art.
You got to dump that account, and I mean dump it. I mean put it on the shelf. You need a comedy. You need to get your comedy shit lined up.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck about your paintings.
Yeah.
And you don't anymore, really.
No, I don't really care.
Start from scratch.
Yeah. I think, you know what, I want to keep because especially tonight, the episode's going to come out and I'm going to get, followers from that. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just, one of these days, I'm going to just delete all the photos or archive them and then just change the account.
There's only 7 of them.
Yeah.
Archive what? Dump all that shit. You've got them on a memory stick somewhere.
Oh, yeah, I do.
You got to put some fucking, your clips up. Get all that shit padded out.
Yeah.
Because no one cares about what your paintings were.
Yeah, when I was
before
interested.
and now.
Yeah. Like, this just gives people an idea of, like, how fucking quick all this shit's happening.
Right?
The last 4 weeks have been, like, where I'm, like, all of a sudden kind of relevant here. I was nothing, so it was a big thing, It was like, I'm still a 3D artist, so that was my portfolio,
You got to get rid of your old skin.
Yeah. And I'll probably just, like, revamp my Instagram to be more of, like, a personal / comedy.
You got a
Instagram.
YouTube channel, you got your Twitter, you got your Facebook. Get all that stuff lined up, because when it rains, it pours.
Mm-hmm.
And if people are having a hard time finding out where to get tickets or where to see you and what you do, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
You can do all this on your back on your phone, and you're clearly computer science.
I got it all. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
take
like
over the world.
It's all just a transition thing. Period.
Great.
trying to figure it out. But I'm gonna do it.
1, 2, 3 episodes of Kill Tony.
3 episodes.
And the last one is airing this evening. Tonight is
on, January 3rd.
January 3rd. But go to Death Squad, and you can see all the episodes. Sam Walker, Uncle Hack, yourself, Ray here. There's Jared in more recent,
Jared,
come on, how exciting is that?
An inspiration to all of my people I used to do school with.
Yeah.
All the autistic kids.
All the autistic kids that I taught how to paint with their feet.
Yes.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
We would like to see most of the human race killed off because it is unworthy. It is unworthy of the gift of life.
I don't care what society thinks. They're nothing anyway. They're no better than me.
Until we hear the safe word, we will not stop.
Have you ever thought what it would be like to see a person's head amputated? Think of things so horrible that the human mind cannot imagine them. See all this and more when you see on stage, in person, that crazy mix-up.
I like being set apart from people. I like to be hated.
Safe Word with Jason Rouse.